I am sorry I announced fake election result for the fear of losing my life. Inec official speaks. Can you imagine? And I'm sure this is not the only Inec official that was in this position. In Rivers State, in Lagos State, and in some parts of the country, Inec officials were held hostage, especially what happened at Elelengo and some part of Biakpo and some part of Port Harcourt under the watch of Wike, the governor. Okay, and some that happened at Oshodi Solo, okay, where MC Lomo held Inec officials hostage at gunpoint and forced them to doctor report. All of these things came out, but unfortunately the government is looking the other way. Okay, some of the Inec officials were bought and they did the dirty job, while some did not want to do the dirty job, but they were forced to do the dirty job at gunpoint when thugs held some of them hostage. And I'm sure this person that is confessing must be one of them. Let's hear him out. According to Vanguard News, Professor Ibrahim Adamu Yakasai of Bayero University in Kano State, has spoken out against the Federal 25 election result announced by the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Yakubu Mahmood. The professor, who served as election officer for the 2023 Tudun Wada Doguwa House of Representatives election, testified that the result he announced on February 26, 2023 was under pressure for fear of his life and other INEC officials who were with him to lose. Can you imagine? In a letter, he stated that his gathering area was completely besieged by thugs who threatened to burn down the INEC facility if he didn't announce the result within an hour. I served as electoral officer for the 2023 Tudu Wada Doguwa House of Representatives election, the result of which I announced on February 26, 2023 were fake. However, I would like to testify that the statement I made was under duress for fear of losing my life and that other INEC officials were with me. Okay? The collation area was completely under siege and threatened to burn down the INEC facility if I didn't report the result within an hour. I was completely traumatized, hopeless, and confused, okay, which did not give me the mental stability to walk through the electoral law and electoral guidelines as areas or polling stations where elections were cancelled and not compared to total number of accredited voters in the fringes. Wow. Okay. Findings that led to the statement, and finally the situation my colleagues and I found ourselves in could not allow us to deal with the complaint about the non-use of BVAS in some polling units. I hope that my testimony will be kindly examined and that the necessary action will be taken under Section 65 of the Electoral Act 2022. In response to the letter, Dino Melaye, spokesman for the Presidential Electoral Council of the PDP party, a professor, is writing to denounce the election result he announced in the election that just ended. Small, we will certainly be collecting more evidence. That is the statement of Dino Melaye. Okay, so this is a very difficult one, very tough one. Okay, very tough one. That a professor of Bayero University, Kano, who was an election officer, okay, was put at gunpoint to announce a result, a fake and false result within an hour, or they will kill him and kill other people working with him in the election collation center. How could that be? That is terrible. See, and this thing did not happen only in that Kano. It happened in so many parts of Nigeria. Like I said earlier at the beginning, Rivers State was terrible, Lagos State was terrible, some part of southwest are also very terrible, like what happened in between in Ogun State, Okay, between Abeokuta and Sagamu, we saw violence because of all of that electoral issues. But Lagos and River State were terrible and mostly terrible. Okay, Delta State was also terrible because Kwani local government was saw when the election was over and the Inec staff inside their bus were going back to Asaba and they were shot. Gunmen had to waylay them and open fire on them. Okay, I think they lost two people. Two people died, and the other ones injured, but they were still able to get to Asaba that day. So how could we continue like this in Nigeria? Okay, in Lagos at Oshodi, we also saw a situation where MC Oluomo, the chief thug for Tinubu, held people hostage at gunpoint. Okay, held people hostage at gunpoint at Oshodi there, and were forcing people to make some result announcements that are not real. We saw where they were painting report at Apapa. Okay, and that video also came out. We saw how thugs came into Lekki Aziz at a Kota area and scattered the election, the ballot box, and everything. The same thing happened in Anambra. So violence everywhere. So when they saw that it was vote buying was not going to work because of cash crunch, there was no money anywhere, they resorted to electoral violence. And that was exactly what happened. How can we continue like this? How can we continue like such a nation? It's absolutely very terrible. Very, very, very terrible. Yeah? So everything that happened, this man has confessed now. And just like Dino Melaya is saying at the end of this write-up, say small, we're going to collect evidence. People will be coming out to confess and we'll get it somewhere. And I tell you that before people in FCT alone to leave Atiku and Tinubu and voted Peter Obi of Labour Party, that's to tell you how Nigerians have rejected both PDP and APC. Okay, but now the APC is using the power of incumbency to do the fraud that they're doing right now. And now they bought the judiciary, they bought the security, they bought the legislators, and now everything is in their favor. Quite unfortunate. Even this case that both Atiku and Peter Obi are filing in the court, I don't see where that case will go because, unfortunately, the judiciary is part of the APC. For the first time, I'm seeing Attorney General of Federation, who is supposed to be a neutral person, being a card-carrying member of APC. How can we continue like this? How can we continue like this? And we want improvement. We want people to be happy with the system. It's not possible. It's not possible. It's not possible. For a whole professor to say he was put at a gunpoint and he has to save his life by announcing what they wanted him to announce. And then the Inec chairman, knowing all of this, still accepted all of those fake results, hook, line, and sinker, and they used it to collect a result outcome. How can we continue like that? Inec chairman cannot tell us that he does not know those wards, those states where violence marred the elections. At worst case, we redo the election. At worst case, we repeat those locations where violence destroyed and marred the election. We repeat those areas. And then you tell everybody to be patient, that you want to get this right. Nigerians will happily be patient. But you hurriedly went at midnight to announce the winner of the election, even when you did not have enough result from the polling unit to make such a decision. Quite unfortunate. So thank God that he did not kill this professor. I'm sure he has just voiced his own hand to free his conscience, and the Hausa man for that matter, but he knew that what went on was very wrong, and now he's trying to correct it to free his own head. I know that APC talks will come for him. So after making this confession, he should be ready because they will definitely come for him. So thank you for listening, and let's have a comment.